So if I'm a CEO or a leader or a manager or even a team, let's say in a part of the world where it's fitness or well-being or health isn't really, the first priority. I'm thinking of, an old factory city in the Midwest or, those kinds of places where it's synonymous for, meatloaf, cheeseburgers, blah, 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 and not so healthy things, right? But now I have a company. How do I begin thinking about some of the building blocks for a healthy, well, kind of happy employee culture when I have all this inertia against me culturally within my city, my state where I am and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring up a piece of wisdom that I actually got from a fellow breakdancer back when I was breakdancer in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I was sitting with some other dancers, and there's, these big, we'll say stylistic difference between dancers. Like, oh, this dancer, they don't do foundational footwork. They're not a real b-boy. Or like, oh, all they do is power moves. Like they have no style. And there was one dancer who he would not badmouth anyone. Like he would like talk to everyone. He would try to learn from everyone. But he did have a point of view on what he thought was, good versus less good in dance. And his point of view on this was he would always say, you got to relate before you can influence. And so that has stuck with me, and I think that applies here. So, for some people, you can approach talking about health and well-being and healthy behaviors directly, and they're already on board, and you can just, tell them like, okay, here's some programs or try these things. But depending on where you're at, say like parts of the Midwest where I'm from, some are turned off by that. So now thinking about you got to relate before you influence, you want to try to reorient the conversation around talking about what matters to people. And so first you need to take the step to understand like what matters to you, like what problems are you trying to solve for them, what life are they trying to build, and what would be a meaningful outcome for them to try to achieve. Whether it's like, do you want to be a better parent or spouse? Do you want to be a better community member or even find a community? Do you want to connect with an existing or a new passion? And then how can my health and well-being offerings actually help you do that? And so if you can go through that and actually have an authentic conversation where they don't feel like they're just trying to sell you, or they don't feel that you're trying to sell them at the end, then you can actually get pretty far.